So another day, another just weird situation, with Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever and people around the organization. We obviously have seen the Scott Agnes article here, where he basically said that Caitlin Clark, that Caitlin Clark brings a dark side to the Fever, and her fans are like a negative on the team, and it's a struggle dealing with her fans. And I'm like,
is it true that the Fever are actually planning to trade Caitlin Clark? Yep. Rumors are spreading online, and the atmosphere feels stranger than a halftime mascot race gone wild. Did she rack up too many points? Smile too much? Sell an overwhelming number of jerseys? Something doesn't add up, and it's not the pregame meal. Stay tuned as we unravel the mess, piece together the clues, and potentially reveal one of the most questionable front office decisions ever made. Get your popcorn ready. This is going to be hotter than a Caitlin Logo 3.
Another good win by the Indiana Fever today versus the Seattle Storm, but I got a big concern with Caitlin Clark, man. So looks like the Fever have been figuring things out, man. So let's just say Clark comes back toward the end of the season. Fever do their thing in the playoff. Let's just say, for the sake of my argument, the Fever win the championship, man. With Caitlin Clark having missed pretty much most of the regular season, would this championship not hold that much weight? Because I can already see the haters saying she missed most of the regular.
Let's be honest. If the Fever go ahead and trade Caitlin Clark, they might as well hand out "We quit" signs with every ticket. Think Indiana traffic is bad? Just wait until you witness the flood of fans rushing to whatever team ends up with the number 22 jersey. We're talking about the most marketable, most talked about, and most searched player in women's sports. And they'd trade her for what? A handful of slightly used warm-up towels and a future second-round draft pick. Seriously?
he literally said, and he was like, there are some people that are not here for basketball, not here for the Fever, but are only here for Caitlin Clark. It's like, if you're a fan of a player and you're here for the basketball and you're there watching games and everything, you're a fan of a player playing basketball. I don't see there's an issue with that. And according to his thing, to him, he was talking about how it was such a struggle for the team, and obviously someone who has access to the team. And he mentioned the, the fans coming on saying fire stuff.
The Fever's arena would switch from packed to a ghost town faster than you can say worst trade in sports history. Right now, Clark is the main attraction. She's not only filling seats at games, she's filling entire cities whenever she's on the court. Concessions sell out, merchandise tables look like they've been hit by a Black Friday frenzy, and suddenly, every grandma is rocking a number 22 jersey. And now you're telling us they'd toss her aside like yesterday's box score?
The reason why I was a little disappointed in Sophie's take is that, she's right. It's just that she did say, and I thought this was a better explanation, she was saying that when she played in Phoenix, that she was in the locker room, and so many of the players in the locker room were saying things like, oh, we're going to show Caitlin Clark what the W is really about, and would sort of go after her. And in some ways you can understand that because she was a rookie in the league. But ultimately, when you see all this vitriol of people who cannot stand her, it's like, okay, well, what has she done wrong? Yeah, she's a great basketball player, so
the numbers just don't add up. You don't trade the one player who transformed your franchise from an afterthought into a headline act. Before Clark, most people in the WNBA couldn't even identify the Fever logo in a lineup. Now, they're the Beyoncé of the league, front and center, and trending nonstop. This isn't about coaching. This is Caitlin's influence.
She is a badass and a trash talker and gives it as good as she gets it. And she is an object of scorn for good reason. She's awesome. She's swaggery. She does turn your home crowd into a road crowd. She is a frustrating player to guard all of it. And if she is, for some of these teams, a bit of a villain, that's sweet. It only will make her better. She is already one of the 3 or 4 best players in the sport, as a lot of us thought she would be in short order.
If they decide to make that trade, they're also shooting themselves in the foot when it comes to relevance. Let's be real. Clark isn't just an athlete, she's a walking media sensation. Cameras trail her like she owes them money. Every shot she takes is featured across multiple sports shows, podcasts, and even on your cousin's TikTok feed. Trade her, and the spotlight disappears, just like your playoff hopes in mid-June. But here's the kicker. Wherever Clark lands, she instantly becomes the face of that franchise. It doesn't matter if it's Minnesota, Seattle, or some small town with more cows than people. Slap that number 22 jersey on, and suddenly, that team has a fan base bigger than the Super Bowls. They'll go from who to take my money faster than Caitlyn nails a logo 3. Meanwhile, the Fever would be stuck in a quiet arena trying to hype up a rebuilding season. Cute. They think suddenly jumping from 2,000 fans and a popcorn machine to sold-out arenas is just because of defense and community efforts. That's like thinking people visit Disneyland for the churros. They came for Mickey Mouse. Caitlyn is Mickey Mouse.
Indiana Fever posted this about Caitlin Clark to give like the official what is going on with Caitlyn's injury. So they said Caitlin Clark underwent further medical evaluations earlier this week, which confirmed that no additional injuries or damage was discovered. Clark will continue working with the medical team on her recovery and rehabilitation with the priority on her long-term health and well-being. There is no timetable available for her return. But I do think it's interesting that ESPN has listed August 12th as a possible return date for Caitlin Clark. But the internet noticed something specific that Holly Rowe had to say on the broadcast. Holly Rowe said that before the last return after a quad injury, she had no
This isn't your average fan base. It's a full-fledged movement. These fans aren't just watching. They're traveling, sharing, and turning WNBA League Pass into the hottest streaming platform of the summer. Do you really believe they'll stick around to cheer for the Fever's next era if Clark's pulling off trick shots in another city? No way. They'll follow her everywhere, like diehard Swifties, but with far better free throw form. There's a foolish notion out there that once Clark leaves, the team will remain competitive and the fans will stay loyal. Here's a polite good luck on that one. Unless you replace her with a genetically engineered superstar who can shoot threes, run point, sell tickets, win MVP, and banish boredom all at once, you're not even close. You're getting tumbleweeds and disappointment. Let's talk business. Trading Caitlin Clark wouldn't just be a terrible basketball move, it would be financial insanity. Letting her go is like Apple firing Tim Cook and putting a Roomba in charge.
You know, she didn't play most of the games to get them to the playoffs, all of that. She won a championship and she was hurt most of the season, and the team was out there winning games without her. I can already see people saying that, man. So I'm just curious, man, because I'm thinking like, damn, you know, Clark has missed a lot of this time. You know, you play the regular season to get to the playoffs. Clark has missed, you know, most of the season so far. So if she won a title this year, having been injured most of this season, and then her first championship would be her being hurt most of the time, how would that championship rank for y'all? Would it not hold that much weight? Would it just be, you know, a win is a win, whatever?
And don't even try that "maybe it's best for both sides" excuse. Best for who? The accountants? The merch guys suddenly printing team effort shirts because nothing else is selling? The PR intern up at 2 a.m. rewriting tweets to explain why the arena is half empty? This isn't subtraction by addition, it's subtraction by delusion. Trading Clark would be a masterclass in burning down your own house while patting yourself on the back for inventing fire. The only thing you'd be adding is chaos and a fresh wave of what went wrong. Think pieces. This isn't just basketball anymore. It's about brand, identity, cultural impact, and momentum. Unless the Fever have secretly cloned Caitlyn, taught her to shoot better, talk sassier, and look cooler in slow motion, no trade package will be worth the fallout. No combination of draft picks, players, or promises can fill seats, light up scoreboards, or set social media ablaze the way she does. Let me make this perfectly clear.
Be clear about this. If Caitlin Clark were not in the WNBA, we would not be talking about the WNBA. She is the only ticket draw in the WNBA. A large percentage of all tickets sold in the WNBA are so people can watch Caitlin Clark play basketball. No one cares about Angel Reese. She'd be drawing flies if she were playing not against Caitlin Clark on the court right now. Angel Reese has basically become the Bill Laimbeer to Caitlin Clark's Larry Bird, essentially.